Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The importance of having a working smoke alarm in your home is an ongoing message by the local fire department. Over the past year, crews were busy working at the site of the new Cypress Point Subdivision, laying the groundwork for the new 80 lots near the Elmwood Golf Course. It's the end of an era in Swift Current as creative video is closing its doors. Thanks for joining us here today. Smoke detectors save lives, and landlords are being reminded of their responsibility to ensure they have working smoke alarms in all of their properties. The importance of having a working smoke alarm in your home is an ongoing message by the local fire department. Even more so after a recent fire at a fourplex in the 800 block of 2nd Avenue Northwest in Swift Current, where the occupants luckily escaped without injury. According to the Swift Current Fire Department, the hardwired smoke alarm was disconnected in the suite, and the batteries were removed from the battery-operated detector as well. And the only alert of the fire to the tenants was the sound of the collapsing chimney. Dennis Pilon is the fire chief for the city of Swift Current and has this message for landlords and tenants.
Well, the bylaw in Swift Current says that you must have hardwired smoke alarms in rental property. So even a single-family dwelling, if you rent it out, it has to have hardwired. Battery are not acceptable. So with a hardwired one, they're required to be tested by the landlord once a month or once a year. And if they don't test them, we can lay charges. They're supposed to go in and do that, and they have to maintain records of those tests. We also encourage the tenants to test those smoke alarms, make sure they're working. If they don't work or if there's something wrong, let the landlord know. If the landlord doesn't fix it, then call us and we'll enforce the code.
Pilon adds that once a smoke detector goes off, you generally only have 5 minutes or less to escape the building. And if there isn't a working smoke alarm, your chances of getting out alive are even less, especially if the fire occurs in the middle of the night. In addition to the discussion of hardwired smoke alarms in rental properties, the guidelines for all new home construction in Swift Current have changed.
New home construction, you're required to have a smoke alarm that's hardwired. There has to be one outside of every sleeping area, one on every level. And now with the new code, there has to be one in every bedroom. So every bedroom outside the sleeping area plus on every floor, there have to be smoke alarms, and they have to be interconnected so that they go off all together. And there also has to be CO alarms. So typically in new construction, you'll find a combination smoke and CO alarm. And a lot of those also have a battery backup in them. So if the power does go out, you still have some coverage.
Ensuring you have a working smoke detector on all levels in your home can mean the difference between life and death. And this minimal investment can bring peace of mind to you and your loved ones. The City of Swift Current is busy finalizing paperwork to officially begin selling lots in the new Cypress Point Subdivision. We have more in this report. Over the past year, crews were busy working at the site of the new Cypress Point Subdivision, laying the groundwork for the new 80 lots near the Elmwood Golf Course. Now, as we head into February, the city has this update on the project.
We asked for specific interest on the individual lots. We're happy with the response that we got from people that provided them. So in the next council meeting, the final items needing council approval in order to provide individual titles for the lots will come forward to that council meeting, and then we'll be prepared to start selling the lots after the council meeting and be available to provide title transfers in early March.
And with the lots ranging in price from $124,000 to over $229,000, Marcus says there's a demand for certain lots over others, with no sign of a total sellout at this point in time.
There's some interest on most lots. However, some people have expressed multiple interest, and so it's hard to say whether it would be sold out or not. I think there will still, at the end of the day, be some lots available that'll just be in regular inventory for sale. There are a lot of lots that had multiple interest on them, though, that will need to be dealt with first. The most of the interest is in lots where the rear yard faces west.
Once the transfer of land titles is approved by council, buyers signing on the dotted line will be able to start construction on their new homes by the spring. In the coming months, work crews will be back on site, finalizing various aspects of grading and sidewalks throughout the Cypress Point Subdivision. More details on the new Cypress Point Subdivision are available on the city's website. A long-standing business in downtown Swift Current is bidding farewell to its customers as Creative Video sets to close its doors. It's the end of an era in Swift Current as Creative Video is closing its doors. Pat and Dale Perry have been the sole owners of the business since 1984 and are now moving on to the next stage of their life. A decision which has been 2 years in the making and finally become a reality over the past week.
We didn't really realize how much of an impact we had on the community, and a lot of the kids grew up in our store, and so we're getting messages from all over the country where they are now. So that's been really nice. And going forward, we anticipated it would take maybe a couple of months to shut it down, but it happened so fast I don't think it's going to take more than a couple of weeks.
As Dale and Pat clear out the remaining video stock, memories of the years surface as how the Swift Current business survived the many changes in the industry over the years. From the origins of creative camera and sound to the present-day creative video.
Originally, we had to make the choice between VHS and those who remember Beta. Was going to be a big, which one's going to make it, which one's going to make it, but we picked the right one, which was VHS, and many, many years of renting those tapes went by, along with video games was a huge part of our business at one time. Nintendo, PlayStation, eventually Xbox, that was fun. Hockey cards were a huge part of it. And we had a lot of competition over the years. As you can imagine, video stores were springing up right, left, and center. So there were some lean, tough years, so we had to come up with something else to subsidize the business as well.
And as the Perrys continue to greet a steady stream of loyal clientele in the coming days, these movie buffs are cashing in on a piece of local history.
Since we moved, my mom always used to take me here, and yeah, it was pretty cool knowing that they were going out of business and I could hand select anything. And yeah, it's sad, but it's good to create my own little movie library.
Wanted to to say bye to the Perrys, and thanks for all the work in the movies over the years, and get a few kids' DVDs before they all disappear.
As these bare shelves are the signs of a once vast selection of movies, the Perrys thank the community and their staff for their recognition and loyalty over the years.
I think the community is absolutely 100% supportive. The girls we had working for us over the years were wonderful. Some of these teenagers came, got a job in grade 9 and stayed right through to grade 12, many of them. They were great kids, trusted them, hands down, no problem. Our 3 boys all worked for us too over the years.
In the coming days, the hours will vary at Creative Video, as the Perrys will close a chapter in Swift Current's downtown core. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.